addressing a human being, Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi says, Gar basurat alame asghar tui, pas bamana alame akbar tui. Auliyara hast kudrat az ilah, tir jasta baz arandish bara, and dar bashar ruposh amad aftab, fahm kun, wallahu alam bisawab. Now let me translate it in simple English. Gar basurat alame asghar tui. Gar basurat, although by your appearance, alame asghar, microcosm, little universe, tui are you. O humankind, although by your appearance you are a microcosm, you are a little universe by yourself. Pas bamane, but by actual understanding you, by knowing you, alame akbar tui, you are a macrocosm. So he says, although by appearance you look like a microcosm, but those who know you, know your details, they know that you are actually a macrocosm. You are a universe within your body. You have an entire universe within you, but this is known only to those who know you by your features, by your characteristics, by your capabilities. Okay, he's alluding to it. Next line, Auliyara hast kudrat adilah. Awliya is the friends of God. Auliyara hast, to the friends of God, is kudrat, the power, as ilah, from God himself. Those who are friends of God, their power comes from the divine being, from the creator, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then he says, Tire jasta baz arandish bara. They are so talented that they can bring a arrow back into the ark after it has been actually thrown at its target. It can be at the target, but they can bring that particular arrow back to the ark as if it was never really thrown at the ark. In other words, they can actually reverse something that has already taken place. So that is the kind of power that they get from God, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, those that are friends of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the third line he says, Dar bashar ruposh amad aftab. Dar bashar, within humankind, ruposh, covering his face, amad came, aftab is the sun. Inside the man, the sun actually came living inside the man by covering his face. Sun can actually be contained inside human being. His sun, he's using that as an example only, but he means universe. Fahm kun, he says, try to understand that. Maulana Rumi says, try to understand what I just told you, that even a universe can come within the body of a man. And then he says, Wallahu alam, only God knows bis sawab, what is good. So he's leaving it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but he's alluding here also that those who are friends of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they can actually change things that have already happened, let alone what they can make happen, that things that have not happened, with power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because that's what he says, they draw their power from the divine. Now let me go to Fariduddin. Now maybe I should go to Allama Iqbal Lahori after this, because he gives a different kind of a perspective to man in these verses that I chose, although he has other that speak differently. He says, Adamiyat ihtarame adami. Being a human being, human is actually knowing and respecting every human being. Ba khabar shuaz maqam admi. He says, be aware of the status of man. That's fairly easy. He says you have to learn and you have to know what is the status of a man, and because that is the humanity. Unless you know the status of man and you don't respect every human being, then you practically have not really given proper credit to this person, this entity that is a human being. Next line he says, Banda e ishq ad khuda girat tariq, mishavad bar momeno kafir shafiq. He says, Banda e ishq, a person with compassion, a person with love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ad khuda girat tariq. He derives from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the mannerisms and the ability to deal with others. He learns his lessons from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is the lesson that he learns? Mishavad bar momino kafir shafiq. He becomes very compassionate to everybody, non-believer or a believer. As long as you are a human being, he admires you and he kind of treats you passionately because you are a child of God. Harf ra bar harf badra bar laba vurdun khadast. Kafiro momin hama khalke khudast. Here he's basically talking of humanity and a family of humans, and he says putting harfe badra, bad words to the bad word, bar labavurdan, bringing on your lips, khatast, is a mistake. He says bringing bad words to your lips is a mistake. Why? Because kafir or mu'min, whether he's a believer or not believer, hama khalke khudat, they are all creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he's basically giving a broader respect to humanity, and obviously he is not distinguishing believer and not believer, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created humankind for a purpose, and he has placed people in different categories with a design that obviously will become manifest later on to us when we know who plays what role. Now let me go to now Fariduddin Ganjbukhsh, Data Ganjbukhsh, that is resting in Lahore, Pakistan. He basically has taken a step way above the other two that I have just mentioned, and this we will have to dwell on it a little bit, but listen to it first. Talking about himself or a human being, Fariduddin says, Man nayam wallah yara man nayam. It's not me. Oh, by God, it's not me. Man nayam, it's not me. Wallahu yara. Oh, my friend, by God, I swear by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, man nayam, it's not me. Jane janam, I'm the spirit of a friend. Sirre sirram, I'm a secret of a secret. Tan nayam, this body is not really me. So he's saying this body that you are looking at is not really me. Me is referring to is inside it. He says that you are not seeing. What you are looking here is not me. He says, Man niyam wallahi yara man niyam. This is not me. I swear by God, this is not me, oh my friend. Jane janam. I am the spirit of the life. You can say Jan to a life also, of a being, of a friend. Jane jana. I am the appearance or the spirit of a friend. And sirre sirram, I'm a secret of a hidden secret. And tanniyam, and my body that you're looking at is really me, not me. He said, Noor-e Pakam Amada dar Mushtehak. Noor-e Pakam Amada dar Mushtehak Kor Chashmara Wale Roshan Nayam. Kehta Noor-e Pakam, a very pure light, Ahmad came in, dar Mushtehak, in and the fistful of dirt. In this fistful full of dirt, some divine pure light had come inside this particular being. Kor chashma ravale roshan nayam. Kor is blind, chashma is the eyes. Up to the blind eyes, those people who have blind eyes, whose eyes are blind, vale roshan nayam, for them, I am not illuminated. They cannot see me. Those who have blind eyes, they actually cannot see him. For them, I am not even illuminated. What he is referring to is that they are looking at my body and they think that they are looking at me, but I am illuminated light, I exist, and I am really fairly visible to those who have seeing hearts, whose eyes of their hearts can see me. So they can see me, and that because I am the divine light within this fistful of dirt. But obviously those people whose hearts have not seeing eyes, if you don't see me with your heart's eyes, then you will not be able to see me. Then he says, Oost andar se man dahir shuda. He is the divine being. Oost andar se man dahir shuda. He is andar se man within my secret. Zahir shuda. He has become apparent. He is apparent. He is living within that hidden body. Man niyam Masood wallah. Masood is his name. So he uses this as his takhallus as a poet. Man niyam, I am not, it's not me, Masood. Wallah, by divine, by God, it's man niyam, it's not me. So he's referring to his spiritual body, pointing to his spiritual body within him, and he says that not everybody can see that spiritual being that I am, but I am actually the divine's being that is living in me, and if you want to meet him, you will really have to come and see within my heart and connect it to him. Now obviously he is referring to a Mard-e Kamil or Mard-e Momin, which was our beloved Prophet, and others I'm sure, many that we may or may not know. But those people are actually having a spiritual being that is amazingly connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they are the ones that are doing the divine work. Khidr alayhi salam would be an example. When he is called upon to do things even today, he goes and he helps and he does things, and yet people can't see him and they don't know how this is happening, but this is happening, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is getting things done all the time. And this, in this scientific day and age, is difficult for people to comprehend. Now, although if you look at human capabilities and see how much we as humans can achieve and do by our technology, can Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has created us, not have a better technology that we cannot see, that we cannot obviously observe because of the design of this universe? But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is capable of doing a lot more, and this is why a lot is being done out there that we may not be able to really understand or comprehend.